Last week, Bitcoin broke down below a key level of support at the 37,500 area and sold off for 5 straight days. Now, Bitcoin is currently testing its lowest levels of the year 2022, right around 32,900. Now, will this level hold or is Bitcoin dead? We've seen a lot of posts on Twitter and social media, a lot of fear, people talking about Bitcoin's over, it's going down to 20,000, going down to 10,000. Is that really the case? Or is it just a little bit of a case of irrational fear? Well, we attempt to answer that question today by looking at multiple charts of Bitcoin to see the big picture and with no nonsense analysis, what you really might expect to see from Bitcoin here in the coming days and weeks. Looking at the very short term, we see that today Bitcoin has dropped below that actual key support level. The support level of January 24th was at 32,917, right around 32,900. And today's low was around 32,650 so far as of the recording of this video. Now, when you see a common closely watched support level such as this, I mean, many people are watching this level because it's the lowest support of 2022. When you see this, it's not uncommon for the price to undercut, in other words, dip below that level of support before snapping back up. Now, if the price dips below this level and closes back above this level by the end of the day today or by tomorrow even, then we have what we refer to as a bullish reversal pattern. That's actually what happened here on February 24th. If we look at this big green candle here, that day in the morning, the price dipped down below the lows of this range and all the way down, and it looked very ugly. And by the end of the day, we had actually closed up at the high of the day and formed a bullish reversal pattern, which led to a significant tradable rally over the next month and a half. So will that happen again today? Will we see a bullish reversal pattern on an undercut of this key price level at 32,900? Well, that remains to be seen, but what you're looking for if this forms is you want to see the candle form a long leg and then a green body as well as higher volume. And the reason the undercut is effective is a lot of people set their protective stops just below the support level. And when you get an undercut, it runs those stops. And when the stops get triggered, that actually liquidates a lot of positions and it absorbs overhead supply, which enables the price to move back up. Then you also have the people buying the pullback and waiting for that undercut. So we're going to be watching closely today to see, do we get an undercut and a bullish reversal at this level? It would not surprise me at all to see that. But we're not in the business of predicting what the market's going to do. We trade what we see, not what we think. But just in case this level does not hold, if we do not get an undercut, where may Bitcoin find support again next? Well, to answer that question, let's go ahead and zoom out to the longer term weekly chart. This is a daily chart. So let's go ahead and look at the weekly chart now. Now here we have the weekly chart of Bitcoin. So each bar on this chart represents 1 week of price action. And this chart goes all the way back to the year 2020. Now, when you look at the weekly chart pattern, it gives you a completely different perspective than the daily chart. We normally use the daily chart for our day-to-day analysis, but when we come into key support or resistance levels, it's good to zoom out and take a look at the big picture of what's really happening in the market. And especially in this case, looking at the weekly chart really helps put things in perspective for Bitcoin right now. So here we see the current price of Bitcoin right around testing the January 2022 low, right around 32,900. But this second horizontal line that we drew actually marks the lows of a period back in from May to July of 2021 of last year. So for that 3-month period there, we actually had sold off prior to that and found support several times, bounced off it, and then that actually sparked a rally that lasted all the way up to the highs that were formed in November of 2021. So this is a significant area of price support here, and we'll just go ahead and draw that box so you can see what we're looking at. This range right here is important because what that signifies is this is an area where buyers previously stepped in when we came down to that level, and this is probably going to serve as support again. So we may have had a lot of institutions step in here at this period back between May and July, and they're going to want to support their positions if the price comes back to that level again. So even if we do break below this 32,900, if we do not form an undercut and if we do not snap back today, we've got support all the way down to right around the 29,300 level, which would be about another 10% decline or so from here. But we probably could find some significant support just below the 30,000 level. So when a lot of people are talking about, oh, it's over, Bitcoin's dead, it's going to 20,000, going to 10,000. Well, I mean, anything's possible, of course, but for that to happen, I mean, it would pretty much involve a major retracement of breaking down below the lows of the prior bull cycle, which has never happened in the history of Bitcoin. So, we're going to most likely hold this, at least for now, come down and bounce off this level. Now, again, it's all about looking at timeframes and perspectives. If you're looking at the short term or even the intermediate term perspective, yes, Bitcoin is in a downtrend, and it's been pretty weak, along with most of the crypto market in the short term and the intermediate term. But if you look at longer term, you can see here we're basically in a trading range ever since the beginning of the year 2021, which is right here. You can see, look at this. Basically, from 2021, started 2021 until now, we've been in a sideways range with the upper level resistance being right around 65,000, lower level support around 30,000. So on a longer term perspective, we're really just in a consolidation pattern, digesting the massive gains that Bitcoin accumulated as it ran from literally nothing all the way up to 65,000. That's going to take some time to digest. So even if we don't go lower, we could definitely go sideways here for a longer period of time to digest those gains and let some of the longer term monthly moving averages catch up to the price. So currently, if you're looking at the big picture, we see that Bitcoin's coming in to support the lower level channel of support of a year and a half long trading range. So if anything, that tells me we may see some good opportunities here to buy, at least for a significant bounce up towards the middle of this channel. Like I said, anything's possible. We could break down below this, but based on technical analysis and this significant level of support we see here, we believe there's a good chance that we're simply going to bounce and remain in this range for a while. And then, of course, at that point, we would drill back down to the shorter term charts, the daily and the weekly charts, to reassess. But in the big picture, I think we're just in a long-term consolidation here near the highs, which is actually healthy and enables Bitcoin to absorb and digest the gains that it accumulated in all those previous years. Now, with that weakness in Bitcoin, of course, we've had some stop outs in the Morpheus crypto portfolio. But the great thing is our market timing system has enabled us to be mostly cash and out of the market in the down moves and then quickly take the profit and the gains on the up moves. That's enabled us to really outperform Bitcoin. What you're looking at here is over the past 3 weeks, Bitcoin since April 19th is now down 20.7%. And the swing trades in the Morpheus crypto portfolio are actually up 3.1% during that same time period. So we've outperformed Bitcoin by about 24%. Members are pretty happy about that, to be getting out of the way of the market when it's falling apart, but capturing some gains when we can on the bounces. Here you're looking at, this is the last 13 trades we took. You can see 3.08%, including all the trades that were stopped out with the most recent sell-off. In fact, even for the past week, the model portfolio was only down about 1%. So looking really good here. And now the portfolio is 100% cash, and we're waiting on the sidelines until we get some signs to step in for a next significant bounce. So if you're not a member and you're getting hurt trading crypto, why not give a try to Morpheus Crypto Service, and we'll keep you out of trouble when the market is in a downtrend, and look to make gains and outperform, obviously, when the market's bouncing. I'll leave a link here at the end of the video and in the description so you can check out the service more if you'd like. As for our watch list, normally every week we have a handful of cryptos on our watch list for potential swing trade entry based upon chart patterns. But really, with the broad-based weakness and now testing the pivotal level, nearly every altcoin is at the lows and does not have a bullish chart pattern. So we've kind of reset our watch list and our relative strength watch list, and we're going to be rebuilding that and scanning hundreds of charts every day so that we're fully prepared as soon as the market does start to stabilize and bounce. We know what we're going to buy. Obviously, relative strength trading is the key. Looking for the cryptos that have not fallen down to new lows at the same time Bitcoin has. Those are going to be the first ones to bounce higher when the market eventually bounces, and that's what we're targeted on. So why don't you join us? We'll see you in the Swing Trader Crypto Room, and good luck to you. And remember, always use stops and trade what you see, not what you think.